Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Orme. We return to Rascals Ranch for some more Starters Order 7, Season 2 of our brand new save that we started up. I forgot to mention in the first video, this is patch number 1.008. And yeah, before we get too much into it, where we left off was excellent quality. Having a really rough first season, like really not a great season, but after a big injury, came back, found our way, almost ended with a win, headed out in a 7 furlong, gained a lot of distance, sort of between May and July, sort of. We were still down 10% of the bar, then we went to about 20 to 30%. Right now, entering Season 2, that's like 75% of the bar stamina. I'm not really sure what that distance is, but I think it's a mile 2 to a mile 3. So, as a 3-year-old, despite not supposed to mature, supposed to be maturing this quickly, we might already be on distance, and then it's just waiting for the talent and the quality to really match the rest of the stats, because we do jump into the stats. Quick note on the speed and acceleration and start, not great. But into the stats, good ability, decent potential, got some confidence, extra speed, enthusiasm. We've got a full finish application and consistency bar, and we're adaptable to whatever kind of surfaces we want to run on. We do need to find the distance. It's not the greatest horse in the world, but it's a really good horse to start off with. And as a 3-year-old, I feel that we're okay there. And then we also picked up Duffy Cardo with a few of the horses, 3 of the horses in the yearling sales. And as you can see, a little bit of potential, not a whole lot about them. But yeah, laid back. I'm not sure whether I want to run with Cardo or not, honestly. I'm thinking not, just because of the potential. Really, there's not much there. It's a big jump up to where excellent quality is, and even then, we're seeing some struggles there. So it might be best to sell Duffy. If we do look, though, at the finance set, we can see we did buy 2 horses for, I believe, like 80,000 a piece. I believe it was around 80,000 a piece. They each sold for a little bit less, so we lost some money on those. But 290,000 was one of the horses that we picked up. I think it was on the sales. The sort of guide price was about 160. We paid about 290 odd. And we gain 577,000 back. So it more than pays for itself. We do double our money, even though, yeah, it was, a bit of a loss on these 2, plus the 70 to pay for Cardo that we had. So we're going to put Cardo into an auction. We're going to skip the day's racing. We're going to go to the auction. We're going to watch it. So I think we paid like 78. Yeah, look at that. We're making a bit of a profit. Looks like multiple people were interested there. We just stopped right on that point, and I'm going to take that 100 grand. I'm going to take that 100,000 right there. So yeah, after a little bit of deductions for auction fees, etc., we come out with close to $800,000, which is good because we ended the season like 40 grand in debt. That puts us up at $750,000 right now. So you can see where we've been, where we started with no money, and then selling our starting 2 horses, spending a little bit on, facilities, spending the rest then on the actual horses as well at the sale, dipping down throughout. And now all of a sudden you can see we are like really kind of flush in cash right now. That gives us the operating money, not only to run quality through the third season, or the 3-year-old season, I should say. We can also start looking at a couple of upgrades again to the ranch. Nothing major, but I think I might want to do those. So we don't really need to do quarantine because we've only got one horse. If we get ill, there's no point in quarantining. If we get other horses in, then maybe for the sake of 100 grand, we could do that one. But yeah, getting some staff in, making it look prettier is really cheap. Why not? Getting the office building, the gallop rails. I'd kind of like to do that, but again, we're investing a lot of money in that. Let's just go for it. Let's go for it. So we got a decent horse. We've made some money, and we're now set for action. Doesn't leave us a lot to buy horses. Does not leave us a lot to buy horses. Okay, excellent quality. We're going to be ready to race fairly soon, but not really right now. If we jump back there, you can see, though, we did get 2 months off, basically. And even then, another 2 months after that before we actually looked like we were able to run. So 6 to 7 furlongs would be 10% stamina. 7 to a mile be 20%. Then it goes up to about 35 to 40% for like a mile one-ish. We're in this sort of range, anywhere up to like 55% where the acceleration and speed are. I would say that range is about a mile to a mile 1. And then maybe a mile 2 to a mile 3. It's very sort of fluctuating in terms of some horses prefer to run one over the other. But the bar kind of is in a place for each that I can't tell sometimes without racing. So I think we're going to try at a mile 2. It hits the breathing indicator. It's where we think the stamina bar is. And it fits the profile of the horse that we know. So yeah, we do have races, that's good. We got allowances, we got maidens. We can actually run a maiden if we want to and test the distance. That would probably be the sensible choice. Yeah, let's go and do that then. On the 9th, we'll see if we can get that going. But yeah, we would have liked to have kept a bit of money for more yearlings. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. And again, it's a maiden, so we don't really like to watch maidens. I think I'm going to go to the race, and then see the result. Okay, mile 2. This is a distance tester. And there we go. We win a maiden. All out. Got up early. We only short-headed, but we ran all out. We did what we needed to do. We got the job done, and you know what that is. Oh, that is so gratifying after that 2-year-old season. I'll tell you something right there. So ridden as a stalker, wonderful, always going to win. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that now gives us a distance to work with. We look like we can run at a mile 2. We're fairly happy with that. That's another win for us. You can see we're actually at 65% potential rating, which I call ability. The dark green I call the ability of the horse, and what we can gain will be its potential in this light green coloring. So I differentiate between absolute and realize I don't like those terms. I don't fully understand what they mean by that, because realized potential is just their ability, how good they are. The absolute potential, I mean, it's not absolute, because that's only the maximum theoretical gain you can get for a 3-year-old. Or this horse can for being 3-year-old. At 4-year-old, that might go up or it might go down, and it does fluctuate. I don't like the word absolute. So I just call that potential and that ability. So if you do hear me referring to it in that way, now you know what's going on. But we have won a maiden. We like a mile 2. There's a pair of selling races. We got 3 races back here, which are all selling races, and I don't think a mile 1 would suit. Plus, there's only an allowance race or some foreign races, which honestly, not good. Not good. So we're just going to skip time. We'll book a really cheap race down the back end. It's a selling race. If you're going to do this, make sure that you do not accidentally skip some extra days, because you will end up selling your horse. If you book it in a selling race, you skip too much, it will be gone. So be very careful with that. You might not want that to happen, so pay attention. Okay, we're back into it here with a little bit more money in the bank, you might see. We actually went and did a little bit of betting. What? Get that money. Basically, we just needed more money to go into this sales. So we bet on a couple of horses that we thought were going to win. One lost. It was close, but it lost. Another one I actually bet on to place. For, see if it could finish second. It actually won. So we didn't get a lot of money, but we got enough out of that, and then I put it all in on a bigger horse. That was really the only one I felt comfortable. So I looked ahead on the day, and I found a horse I really liked yesterday. So last minute, I decided, let's go in, let's do the money. And we kind of had about 300 extra, I think, 300,000 extra from the first 2 races. I think we gained 400 and lost 100, and then we gained everything then on the last one to bump us up to 1.6, which is not bad. I can get 2 good horses for that. I can get 2 600,000 horses if we want to do that. And again, there's a couple of horses here that I'm willing to take a risk on, but I don't know. So I'm looking at them, and there's, a grade 2 winner, there's a grade 1 winner. I'm kind of tempted. It depends on the price, but I am a little bit tempted with those. Now, who knows? Like a mile 2 female, that seems okay. We got another one here. I might see what kind of prices these 3 females go, because they'll go early. So I'll see what kind of price they actually go for. And then when we hit the mile 7 and the mile 2, we get there. Now, the reason I'm looking at the female horses, these fillies, is because if they're really good, we can breed off them, whereas a sire isn't really as important. Like, I can just get someone that's pretty good game-bred to do that. Whereas game-bred mares are very difficult to find that are worth breeding from, and, sometimes they get pulled out of breeding barns, and sometimes, you just can't find the ones you want. So I always find it's better to concentrate on the mares yourself and then add in the best sires to them and see what happens. So that's kind of the way we like to play. It might be right, it might be wrong. But yeah, Fair Dues, Maneuver, and Nenufar look interesting. So yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know how this is gonna go. Oh, who was? I mean, okay, we'll test on a small. I want to see this trio. And then Nenufar, Minerva, and Fair Deuce. Okay. First one up is Atticran. What kind of price are these going for? About 300. Okay, about 300. Okay, I guess we're taking this one home. Okay, Atticran and 300,000. I hope I can sell that for big money. Yeah, this is already up. I don't want to bid on this one just in case. Yeah, it's going to be about 300 grand, so... Okay, Sangha finish. I mean, this won't be cheap. There we go, 80 grand. So we can pick up that one and actually have a little look at, you know, what it's going to be like. Okay, and Roar Crackle. Yeah, again, we're looking at about that 300 grand mark. I don't want to buy too many just in case. Roar Crackle, okay. Next up is Nenufar. Yes, okay. Yeah, that's a little too much. Okay. Yeah, this auction is really not going the way we wanted. We accidentally bought the first one. Sangha was fine. The rest are kind of in weird places right now, so Murdon Morning, did I click the wrong horse? Okay. And I wanted to see what price it would go for. So we're paying 80 for Murdon as well. Okay, so that's Murdon and Sangha. We had no plans on buying. An Atticran that we did, I guess. Yeah, that was the grade 2, right? Okay, 500. Yeah, okay, 500 grand. I want to get an expensive horse. I do want to get an expensive horse. We went and bet and got a ton of money, and I don't not want to spend it. Okay, Atticran. This is the grade 2, right? Yeah, this is the grade 2. So this wasn't an accident. I thought it was for a second, but yeah, no, this is the grade 2. This is one of the two we wanted really to target. Looks okay there. It's only going to be a short order horse, so no triple crown pedigree. Oh, well, kind of 1 from 4. I mean, if you're looking at like 60% potential, 1 from 4 in the yearling sales. It's pretty good. I was going to say it's not bad, but actually it's like nearly 70%. On a 1-year-old, I mean, it won't really increase for a 2-year-old, but 3-year-old, you could be looking at like 80 potential or something. Actually, it's got really good ability as well. No, this is actually looking better and better. Yeah, full finish, 70% extra speed, below 50 enthusiasm, not, great surface. So we need to make sure that we are trying to find slower tracks. If it's a fast track, then maybe Atticran doesn't run as well. That's really not bad. What was that? 300, I believe? Yeah, about 300 grand, which was, I think, what we spent on the horse that we liked and we ended up selling for, was it 600,000-700,000? I think we ended up selling for. Okay. Sangha finish. So yeah, 80s. I think we sold 2 of these at a loss and 1 at a small profit. So again, this is another option. That's what 2 in 5 have come through for us. Again, not bad bars, not great, I guess. And this didn't have any lineage. No, it didn't. Okay, Sanger finish. That's not bad. It's not great, and it's not worth keeping. But yeah, almost hits that 60%. It's not too far away. Yeah, not the best of horses, but okay, that's fine. We'll keep that, sell that as a 2-year-old, and hopefully make a little bit of profit on it. If we could get like 200 grand for that, I'd be happy. Murder Morning, I was really not expecting to pick this one up, but again, quite cheap, not as good bars. Again, no breeding. 7 furlong, that's a decent one. There's a bit of potential to it. You know, we could actually race this and earn our money back rather than selling. It's 2 from 7 now, I believe. It's not the best rate in the world, though. Technically, we hit the potential, but 0 finish application. So, yeah, okay. So, the really cheap ones, I think I'm going to stay away from because there's no real good ones. But around the 300,000 mark, you know, we found Darty Crown, which was decent. A tiny bit of breeding. Not much, but a grade 2 winner on the Sawyer side. We didn't actually choose the right horse, I guess, from the sales. I don't know, wasn't there another female with like a grade 1? Begins with an M. Did I pick this one? Yeah, this is the one I picked by accident, wasn't it? Yeah, and that's definitely not worth it. And it didn't get sold, so I don't know what it's going to look like. Okay. Yeah, because this didn't have any breeding either. It's got a lot of stamina as a 1-year-old. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Okay, I don't think I've seen that before. I don't think I've seen that before at all. Well, that's interesting. Like, it's a distance horse, which is going to need time to like get to the age, and like really 3 to 4-year-olds, maybe even 4-year-olds, where those distance races like start to come in, and we can actually earn some money, but deterioration's really high. But it's got great ability and potential. It doesn't have much confidence. It's a great pickup, really, because it's in the breeding band. So it's a great pickup in a lot of ways. I'm sorry, how much was this? 500,000. Okay. So we spent 300 grand on Atticran, which isn't bad at all. I think that's a good deal. And then 500,000 on Furdues, which again I think is a really good deal, but I'm not really convinced by either horse. The other three, 80, 80, oh, they're the two, sorry, 80 and 80, they're really not good horses. Okay. Yeah. I wonder what that grade 1 would have been then. It might not have been it. In fact, we got a couple with like good potential, so. And even that's 60 potential, and this is 55 almost. Yeah, so I don't think there would have been too much. I think actually we might have hit on most of the good stuff in there. I'm surprised, actually. That was 3 horses then in 8? Actually, technically 4 in 8, because we're looking at 60% potential. We're looking at 70% potential and like good horses that we might want to run with. It's Furdu's and Atikran in the 8 that we've picked up. So it's 1 in 4, which is really a good strike rate. Now, it is the 2 most expensive, and the 3rd most expensive, I think, was 293,000, and that wasn't worth keeping. So we did make a profit on it. I'd say if you do go into these sales, and when you're in these sales, just look at the look a little bit at the breeding if you wish, but look at the recommended price. Let me go to this next auction and we'll just take a look. Not that we're looking to buy, but we do have a little bit of money. But yeah, this price that we're going to see, so this reserve, I should say. So in those yearlings, you're going to see some cheap horses of like 50,000s. They don't seem to be very good. So there is that. You might find the odd one, but really, I would stay away. On top of that, the 100,000 ones and the 200,000 ones, they seem to fluctuate, but they're around the 300,000 purchase price. So when the reserves are around there, they could be really worth going for. That seems to be the most bang for your buck. For $1 million, you can get 3 of them, and you're likely to sell them for a couple of million each as unraced 2-year-olds, or maybe they're good enough to go into a breeding or racing program, depending. And then you get the ones that are worth 350 plus on the reserve. You're probably looking at 500 to 600k for those, and they're very much boom or bust. So I think if you want the value, if you really want to sort of get the most horses for your money while giving yourself a good chance, look at the ones valued around $100,000 to $200,000. They might be the way to go. They might well be the way to go. And we got one at the end of June, which we might want to run. Might. Okay. Let's get a race in. The Kentucky Derby for 3-year-olds. Oh my God. I mean, we almost missed it, and we shouldn't be in this quality. We really shouldn't be in this quality. But for the sake of $2,000, actually for the sake of 60 grand, 36 grand because there's a late fee, then, wait. So, be it. There's Rico, I guess. Yeah, we shouldn't be in this quality, but you know what? We love the Kentucky Derby. To have a horse that's eligible, doesn't look terrible, likes to run at the distance, and actually has a little bit of potential. I mean, there's no way I think we can win. There's no way I believe that we can really do anything. I think this field is filled with some quality horses. So yeah. But I've got to be a part of it. I really have. And I don't think anybody can or should or would begrudge me that. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. Okay, the recording seemed to pause. So we're picking it up the other side of a disappointing race. A disappointing race. Again, runs towards the rear. I mean, we were going to be outclassed. Let's face facts. I mean, it was what it was. It was going to be what it was going to be. I don't think we were good enough to do much in the race. I still think we could have probably got sort of like mid-race somewhere. Like 6th, 7th, maybe. That wouldn't have been like a bad result for us. However, we picked up another injury, and I haven't looked at the injury yet. As you can see, it's still flashing and all that. But I wanted to make sure the recording was up for this because we've had yet another injury. Yeah, like nearly everything crashed on this, so occasional poor movement. It's actually telling me it's like this is May 22, so like it's now telling me it's already got the diagnosis, not me getting a diagnosis. It's also telling me we're going to be out for a longer time than before. Don't know why it would have that. Seems to be a little bit of a bug, but okay. Excellent quality. Looks like a pretty good horse. But apparently bucked shins are a thing. Not only that, but my horse has it pretty bad. Okay, now I don't know. I really don't know if that's a genetic thing, whether it will be passed down at all. We can always have that what if moment. What if we ran? What if we did okay? It wasn't looking likely. We like to run as a stalker. We weren't running as a stalker. We were already behind early, etc. But again, this keeps flashing. I don't know what's going on there. So yeah, 2 episodes, 2 injuries to the same horse, buck shins both times. Like, that's 3 months, 4 months gone again. That'll put us through to September with maybe a race or 2 on the other side of it. And yeah. Not the best. I'm not in a great mood right now. You might be able to tell. If you can, kudos to you for, being able to pick up on that. Yeah. Such a good horse. Like, looks like such a good horse. Developing really well. So, yeah, we want to put it in the breeding barn and breed it with something, except we don't have anybody to breed it with. So there's not really much point, and that is the downside, as I said in the previous video. Or maybe it was this video. It all blurs as to one right now with the 2 injuries crossing over in my brain. But yeah, that's the reason why you want to go for fillies rather than anything else. It's the first winner, any age, any class, to go with the millionaire, which I guess is... There it is. So at least that now is in the right place. We've got those. But yeah, I really don't know what to do with this horse. I really don't know what to do with this horse. 29th of June. Okay. Let's go to the day before. That'll put us just before another auction, and we've got 600 grand to go spend, and maybe, just maybe, find another good horse. Yeah, that's what I'm banking on right now. I've got a feeling that, like, some of these injuries might be, like, in the game and may stay with the horse. So every year we might deal with having, like, buck shins with excellent quality. So it might not be, the best thing to keep racing them. So if we can get that breeding program underway, that would be good, because, I just don't know, though. will that pass on through breeding? If you do know if that's like an injury that they'll naturally have, as opposed to just randomness and it's just a coincidence that we've had two of the same, or if it's, if it is that, is it actually like set up to be passed on through breeding or not? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So if you know, let me know, and we'll work it out from there. Save the day before the auction and go in and have a look. Okay, so management Babylon is okay. We got good luck with a 2-year-old last time. We want to have a look at those two. They're good distances. They are good distances. That seems to be a good price. That might be like 300, 350 grand. That would be cheap, and I don't think we want to do the cheap guys, do we? So I think we can only really pick up one. And out of all those, I think Pablo Creek might be the one we want to go for. There we go, 310. Dive up the auction, and ooh, it's not good. It's not good. That's not good. That's not good. There goes our money. There goes our money. Okay. Anybody we really like? I should have pre-scouted this. Anyone we really like? No. No. Kind of like Fine Slippers. Each way. Yeah, we'll just do one. We'll just do one. Fine Slippers. Yeah, okay, that one didn't come in. Looked like it was hampered. Very unlucky. Short-headed out a couple of times. Okay. Again, was that 2 on 4 now from betting as well? So we're 2 on 8. No, sorry, 2 from 9 now on yearlings. We're 2 from 4 on bettings. It's really not the best, guys. It's really not the best. There's a couple I like there, but no, that's way too many unknowns. Marty Express, I mean, looks decent again. That's too much. That's way too much. We don't have that money. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank God for that. God for that. It's not much money, but it's a tiny bit more. I'm trying to get up to 300 or that kind of rate if we can. That's too close at the top. So I'm looking at form. I'm looking at if they've won before, if they're a graded, winner in a field of ungraded, if they've got a higher rating. I'm just trying to find these little bits. So I'm looking at the form and trying to see, like, that looks good to me. But then we're nowhere near that. There's a couple of top rated guys above them. I'm not really fully happy with that race. Again, there's nobody I can see there. Great palm, but no, it's a handicap, and I don't want to. Yeah, not the best. Not the best in terms of betting. We found one that we really liked. Can I find another one? Reach for the Bucks. We got Winning Smile. Where's the money? They're all looking good. And again, it's a handicap. Maidens, no handicaps. I try not to bet on those or conditions. Okay, grade 3. See, now that does worry me again. We got My Arch and Fabled City and Grandad, who looks okay. I would have probably bet on Fabled, but My Arch worries me. Yeah, My Arch and Fable falls down to third. Too close on that one. So I'm trying to give you a little bit of insight on how I set these up. Trying to have a little bit of success in the video somewhere because it's not on the turf yet. Okay, I don't think it's going to be really a year. So, again, sim up to the end of, well, towards the end of the season. We might run again. We'll open up with that if we do. Till then, thanks very much for watching. Take care. Sorry there hasn't been much in the way of racing so far, but our only race-worthy horse has been sidelined for, well, 3 months of each season. So there's a quarter, plus another 3 recovery. So really, it's been limited, and most of those were maidens. Yeah. Really sucks. Really sucks that. But hopefully we'll figure out a way forward for it. But until then, y'all take care of yourselves. I'll see you back here next time where we can find a way to get past this and just get some of these good youngsters in and win races. That's all I want to do. Win graded races and try and get someone that's good enough to win a Kentucky Derby. I'll see you to see if it happens. Oh, what a rough start we've had.